super water efficient gardening, vegetable gardening. And basically, there's no drainage. There's an overflow drain down there, but basically it's self-watering. Expandable perforated drain that you can get like at home centers. And there's one that I found that comes with a landscape cloth sock over it. Okay, so then what you do is you cut it and clamp the sock on both ends, like with a zip tie. Make like a horseshoe shape, and then you put a little slit and drill a hole big enough for this tube to go in. And then you have a little overflow to make sure you don't get too much water, but basically it creates a reservoir in the bottom. And if you use a fluffy organic planter soil, then what it does is it actually brings the water up from the bottom, like through capillary action, through osmosis. So if you, like, it looks dry, but if you feel down this far, there's actually moisture. The tomatoes are absolutely loving it. And basically I put about 5 gallons of water in it, and I've got the pitaya in there, gallons of water in each one. They haven't had to be watered again, and they've been there for 2 months. It's a way that basically uses virtually all of the water. And you can see these have just tons of new growth all over them. We went through some transplant shock because I had to cut them way back and move them from where they'd been for many years. I'm using this organic, it's Kellogg, it's pretty much mass produced, so it's pretty inexpensive at the local home center. And it's not sopping wet, it's just a nice amount of water or a nice amount of moisture in there.
Containers are what?
Walmart.
They're made for plant. No, they're made for what?
They're just made for storage totes.
Oh, storage.
Yeah, I chose them because this just happened to be one that's really big. I forget if it's like 27 gallons or something, but they're tall. And I just figured that they would like deeper roots rather than, like a lot of area this way. This is all new growth here. So this is a yellow pitaya. That seems to be really happy. That one has new growth buds on it. This one's just growing like crazy. This is, I got this at Lowe's, and it's an expandable, it comes all squished down together, but it's an expandable perforated pipe. It's got all these little holes in it, and it's meant to be a drainage, but we use it actually as a water reservoir. And it comes with this landscape cloth sock. So water goes through it, but the dirt won't go through it.
Wow.
And so what I do is I pull it up and kind of like a sausage, I twist it like this and then use a zip tie to close this off. And then I'll cut off the length I want and do the same thing on the other ends. In the bottom of each of these planters is a U shape of this material. So it fills the bottom. Then I cut the cloth here and drill a hole just the size of one of these PVC pipes. So this pipe goes down into the end of that reservoir. Just to make sure these don't, because they have no drainage, to make sure they don't fill up with water, a little drain pipe that's right at the top level of these. Okay, so I put a little drain pipe in there. Okay, so all this will end up getting filled with water and be a water reservoir. Loose organic planter box, and I put in, other things like a little bit of fertilizer and the
Steer manure.
well, no, we basically compost all of our garden waste, so I put compost in there. And then, so the only water this gets is what is put in here. You don't actually water this itself. And it looks dry, but if you go down about this far, so about that far, you feel it's wet, it's moist, but enough for the plants. And you can see the tomatoes are just seeming to absolutely love it.
Yeah.